Welcome to the Fast Mode podcast series. I'm Tara Nil, and with me today is Ivan Kadić, CEO and co-founder of Reputeo. Reputeo changes the way online reputation is managed by using smart, data-driven tools. It provides advanced solutions for due diligence, KYC, and reputation measurement. With over 10 years of experience as an entrepreneur, Ivan has a proven track record of success. At Reputeo, Ivan focuses on creating tools that are both advanced and easy to use. These tools not only make AI systems, including generative AI, more accurate and precise, but also give people the power to control their own online data. Ivan joins us as part of our exclusive editorial segment on generative AI for network management. Welcome, Ivan. Great to have you on today's episode.
Thank you so much, Tara. Great to be here with you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, to start, can you tell us more about Reputeo's solution portfolio? How can telcos leverage your solution?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to Reputeo, we indeed offer actually a dual focus in its AI-powered solution. So what that means is that actually on one side, we are detecting fraud, and on the another side, we are doing sentiment analysis in reputational disputes. What that means is that both of the way are critical to helping telco industries in maintaining the operational integrity and positive public image. So let's take an example, for one way, like when it comes to the fraud detection, we are helping those telco operators, big telco operators around the world, who are actually owners of their content. So for example, in Southeast Europe, we are helping telco operator that is called Telecom Serbia, in which they are owners of their content distribution channels and sport event distribution channels, but as well they are on another side, they are as well content production. They are producing their own movies, TV series, and similar. So they need protection in that way, and the piracy is on every single corner of the world. So with our technology, with data collection that we are actually monitoring, we are giving them the best possible links out there where they can see actually that their content has been infringed. On the another, way, we are helping them to understand reputational sentiment of the public around Europe, in which they will be able, from different media outlets, from comments, from reviews, from call center reviews, they will be able to understand how reputationally they stand at each second, So this is critical, to understand like their picture in the market, but as well to protect their assets.
Wow, that's amazing. Let's look at the part where you talked about detecting fraud and then looking at, copyright issues and all that. So it's very intriguing because there's so many content types and so much content out there, and it can be going on anybody's network. So how do you? I'm intrigued as to the kind of technology that you guys have. Is it like a content monitoring technology, or do you actually do like say IP traffic monitoring? What is the basis of this technology?
Yeah, it's basically dual. So we are building our technology on three pillars. One pillar is actually data collection, monitoring as well inside of data collection. What that means is that we are monitoring all search engines around the world, not just Google, but in China, Baidu, in post-Soviet countries like Yandex, but as well like popular local search engines. And through search engines as well, we are monitoring each website, social media, and other outlets, so we can recognize at each second when we have some kind of like, let's say, problematic profile or website that is offering services. This happens in basically seconds, but where is the biggest power in our technology is the second pillar, which means AI scoring technology which we developed in the meantime to give us outside of all those all that noise that it's out there, thousands and millions of websites, the websites that are actually offering the content that it's from a telco operator that we are covering. So what that means is that we are able to actually recognize the link that it's out there and that it's, you know, problematic one. And there is like as well aspect that I should mention is, you know, how we actually as an infrastructure are able to cover such a large amount of websites around the world. And you need to understand as well that we are doing that on different languages. So we are covering all global languages. So if someone's offer, you know, content from our client, but it offers it in, let's say, Portuguese in Brazil, we are able to detect it. So this is where it comes the biggest power of our technology, to be able to understand different semantic of the language and to be able to score it in the perfect way to give us the best link of all those links. So we are, you know, almost in real time being able to recognize it and to actually, in the end, shut down.
So if I'm, say, an operator and then I want to maybe a quad play operator and I have my own content services. So what I do is that I engage you guys and then I let you know, I give you access to my content library, or how does it work? How do you know what's coming from me vis-a-vis, it's coming other copyrighted materials from third parties?
Yes. So basically, what we have is that we are connected with certain CRM that it's inside of the telco operator, in which they are accepting from different kind of productions that they actually been, working with, and as well from different kind of like distributors that can be as well like, let's say, sport event that they're currently it's Australian Open, so each television bought the rights to actually, for certain territory, to actually, show Australian Open for that territory. So we are working closely with that with that let's say, operator for television that belongs to a certain telco operator or cable operator. So we are working with them closely and we are connected with their asset management. So immediately when it's inserted, we recognize the content and we are starting the search on different websites, different streaming platforms in around the globe to see if there are any similar video with the watermarking that actually belongs to them, to be able to recognize it and immediately to request shutdown of it, so we can stop live transmission of video of live transmission of Australian Open. So this is where we are connected with their asset management system, and on the other hand, like we are working if they with different telco operators. They are on different level of technological maturity. So if they do not have like some serious management system, then we are working closely with their multimedia teams, with their content teams, to know what's next that they will air on their applications in different markets, so we can cover it, and we've been able to actually be on time to actually, when it's out there aired, to be able to actually cover it. So you can, for example, now it's really critical moment. Why? Because you have a lot of streaming services like Netflix, but Netflix as well is selling rights to different telco operators and cable operators around the world, depending on the market. For example, in Singapore as well, they are selling it. So it's very important for those cable operators to protect that kind of like asset and distribution, because they are paying for it on the first place, and on the second phase they can be really in problem with Netflix, if that kind of like streaming is actually going from their source, you know. So basically, if they, you know, didn't actually covered all the aspect to protect the IP of the owner of the IP, in this case, Netflix.
Wow, this is really very interesting. I think, and it's going to become very pertinent now that there's so much content coming out, and then there's so many parties to the content. So you are managing, rights across so many different companies and players. So having this solution will actually cover those guys who actually have the final rights to bring it to the end user. So I think so. You mentioned this in the context of telco. What other verticals is the solution used?
Yeah, so it's very important as well to mention our main as well second pillar, which is sentiment analysis. What that means is that our capabilities are designed to help actually telcos as well to manage and resolve reputational disputes, but in a much more effective way. What that means is that through us, they are able to social media and news monitoring. So our AI tool actually scan through social platforms, news outlets, local ones, and blogs in real time, actually to get this kind of like public sentiment about the company and about the services, about the specific event, about the specific campaign. So in the second way, we are helping them to sentiment categorization as well. So the platform can actually categorize, mentions it to positive, negative, neutral one as a sentiment. So that enables telcos to identify the potential PR risks and opportunities. So for example, if some client is it's not satisfied with the service, it can lead to really, let's say, problematic, PR campaign on some local market that can lead to, not satisfied, service from another like clients on that market. And especially because we are living in this kind of like connected world through social media, really it can spread, as a comment really fast. So for example, if we take, let's say, that we are going from telco a little bit to actually make a point on financial institutions. If you remember in 2022 and 2023, we had this kind of like big problem with the Silicon Valley Bank in United States. So what happened is that actually few, very influential people from Twitter, they started like claiming that they assumed that there is problem with the bank, but it was not, bank was solvent. But they start claiming and people start taking money in matter of days out of the company. And it really created a huge financial crisis for entire tech and startup world in the United States and United Kingdom that actually been through days, weeks, and months. So this is why it's critical for telco operator to monitor in real time this kind of like reputational analysis. Why? Because today with our models, advanced natural language processing models that we are actually as well developed, we provide insights into the context of negative sentiment. So it's not just about what someone wrote, but actually how it wrote, and what is actually sentiment about those words, and how that sentiment reflects to other people. And we, in that aspect, helping telcos as well to address that root of cause, and of customer dissatisfaction and reputational harm in, as well local languages, which is always, I'm returning to local languages. Why? Because, it's very important to keep that in mind. It's very important to know that we are spread to different geographies, to different countries and markets with different kind of like habits, languages, cultural diversity. So it's really important to get this kind of like sentiment, because something said in one language doesn't mean that it's necessarily negative in another.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I think you covered really pretty well on the, both on detecting fraud and also on managing the reputation risks, okay, using technology. So, and it's very impressive. You also mentioned about artificial intelligence, and how you guys use it to understand what's going on, where there's really such huge content of volume going around. So, and right now we have generative AI as well. So, would you like to like share with us how these technologies together are enhancing Reputeo's tools?
Yes, yes. So how we are doing that, it's on, different layers. I will go with infrastructure layer. So we are doing it, and we developed as well, and we are using different kind of like large language models to actually predict maintenance of our AI models, to analyze historical data, to predict as well like failures on certain markets and reduce downtime moment. So why is this important? Because of our collectors. I'm now going too much into technology, but basically we need to monitor a global web, and when you need to monitor global web, you need to be, on time to collect each link that is out there. But at the same moment, you need to be careful about the infrastructure costs. So when you're going up or down in taking the links for monitor, you need to be very, very precise in how much, that kind of like downtown time it is. So you can, predict the costs and be able to actually keep under control every single cost by bringing new clients. What is as well important that we are covering when it comes to generative AI is dynamic personalization. So we craft personalized recommendation offers and communication strategies towards different clients with different kind of like results. And this helps us actually to enhance customer engagement with our clients. And what we are as well doing is that we are actually offering automation in support services, where we with Gen AI power advanced chatbots and virtual assistants actually that helps us to cover this kind of like amount of work that we have with the clients. So this is where we are utilizing it in the sense of like when it comes to the infrastructure, in the sense of like when it comes to the core of the product, mostly we are utilizing to understand semantic language and into AI scoring moment when it comes to the scoring links of what we took outside of the web.
And in deploying these capabilities, what challenges have you faced?
Yeah, a lot, to be honest, like because our technology is pretty unique in that aspect, because we are doing combination of smart search engine, let's say like that, but on the other side as well data-driven solution. So we needed to mix both. Mostly, even the biggest companies are focused on one only solution. But in this sense, like we are mixing both of it, and we are not big team. We are 20, 25 people. So we almost all engineers. So we are only focused in that kind of like technology scalability, in the sense of like to be able not to miss any like data point that we can actually gather, and that we are able to cover it on global scale. So it really like this kind of like Gen AI predictive maintenance really helped us, to understand where is the best, to actually save on infrastructure costs, and where is the best like to actually put focus on when it comes to our infrastructure.
Okay. So yeah, so when it comes to generative AI, and we see that there's a lot of talk about it, how it can be used in telecom networks, and like you mentioned, intelligent chatbots will really make it much easier for employees to look up things and then to find the context for their conversations and so forth. So what's your opinion about the use of generative AI in telecom networks in the coming years? will it be like taking the industry by storm, or is it going to be a gradual approach? And which are the areas do you think that will benefit the most?
Yeah, I believe like it will be definitely by storm. Why I believe that is that actually if we take comparison with let's say technology like blockchain, why AI is such a dominant way at this moment is that actually we've been able as AI engineers to actually put ourselves up front to the world, to actually we learned from mistakes when it comes to the blockchain technology and people who worked on the blockchain, because blockchain always remains something that is, not so, how can I say, touchable, not so close to everyday usage on various sectors and people around the world, from normal people like consumers to people who are working in telco, but as well financial institutions and many other institutions. And it was always just technology for engineers mostly, while AI, especially Gen AI, really came close to the consumer at the core, so we can every day, every single day, get sense of it, and get this kind of like personal touch in between us and AI creates this kind of bond that will remain. And industry by industry, and I'm taking into consideration as well telco industry in this case, is already adapting services like Reputeo that it's using a Gen AI, but as well any other AI tools that are out there. Where I see like mostly that it will be used in 2025 and 2026 is actually data quality and integration processes with different kind of like solutions. So why? Because telecom networks, generative massive amounts of data, but that kind of like data is in varied formats, making data standardization very big challenge. So I see like data AI tools that are actually can standardize data. It will from telco operator to telco operator, it will help a lot. Where I see as well as the next milestone is scalability. So AI models will really help those kind of like a robust infrastructure that it's out there when it comes to a telco operator to process data in real time across large telecom networks. So this will be really important as well. Especially when it comes to the optimization of those networks in the future, and regulatory constraints as well. So we now can understand legal aspects. We now can understand different languages. So it will be extremely important, to actually use AI when it comes to the telco operators to data privacy and compliance standards, but really to understand that we need to implement AI solutions, and that those kind of like AI solutions do not pose any additional hardware, any additional problems, out there for the normal consumer. So this is where we need, as to think about in 2025, and as well, to with everyday smaller AI solutions, we can, make really to our customers life easier, and to our employees and employers as well life easier by maintenance, different kind of like AI agents that will help through onboarding of new team members, but as well into like educational of the consumers.
Brilliant. This, I think, we learned some really valuable insights into this topic. So I think, yeah, we are at the end of our session. So thank you, Ivan, for joining us today, and for discussing, about AI and generative AI, and also the interesting solutions that Reputeo has been providing to the telecoms industry specifically, and also to other industries like the financial industry. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tara. It was a great pleasure to speak with you, and thank you so much for your time.
And to everyone tuning in, thank you for listening. If you guys want to learn more, visit www.thereputeo.com. That is spelled as THEREPUTEO.com. And follow us for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you in our next session.